All right. So first, this is a new file with a simple NURB surface. Okay. You can go to control vertex. You can move the points. You can do whatever you want just to make a blobby shape. So here is my surface. Then I can convert this surface into polygon. Okay, so I will just do that. So here I have a polygon version right here. You do see because I choose the default way to convert, it actually makes smaller triangles if you have big change of the curvature. Right, so see here got small triangles, and here got bigger triangles. I kind of like this one because structurally it makes sense. If you have a sharp corner, you do want smaller triangles. All right, so and then I'm going to do a really simple, super extrude to punch the openings to get a frame. So I will do a 0.5, 2 openings, extrude height, let's do 1.5. So it's pretty thick. All right, so here's the result. Okay, so that's the frame system I have. Right now, if I do a rendering, okay, it shouldn't take too long. So that is a frame looks like. Pretty sharp. You have these triangles, you have this hard edge, right? Typical. Usually I will do this. I will do normal, I will do hard edge. This will actually make every single edge as a crisp, sharp edge. So I will do the hard edge just to reinforce everything is hard edge. If I do a rendering, probably no much difference. All right, it's already a hard edge. I will set up a lighting really quick just to make it easier. You can see I will just set a point light, move the light. Okay, I could actually use number 7 to turn on the lighting mode. Number 7, so you can actually preview how the light is going to affect your rendering. And then if I do a rendering, I should have a little bit nice highlight. Yeah, it looks a little bit better. Right. If I move the light closer, you can definitely see a little bit brighter. Right. A little bit here. Right. Okay, so this is a really simple light with the frame structures. However, I want to add a level of detail. Right? I want to make every single edge as a beveled, smooth edge. The typical way you do that is doing the smooth, but however, that will increase my rendering time. If I do a smooth right here, it will give me the blobby, this kind of smooth surface, but I don't want to do that. It will be too much polygons. Okay, I will undo that. So this time I will be using a special material to create a bevel. So first I'm going to my hypershade. All right, if you recall, hypershade window control the material, right? And here I'm going to create a default surface. I will do a Lambert. Lambert means this material does not has reflections. It's kind of like a concrete, dirt, stone, right? That kind of thing. If you need reflection, you want to create a plane or font. They all has, they all have the reflections. All right, so I'm happy with the Lambert 2. Then I'm going to mental ray. This is actually a special textures. If you click textures, you can see here is a Mia. Mia means mental ray material. And I will use middle button and drag and drop. Okay, so round corner, that is the name of this texture. All right, and then I'm going to link the texture to the shader, right? So middle button, drag and drop, then choose bump. This is very important because the three-dimension effects come from the bevel, the corner is actually not really, based on the geometry. It's based on the bump mapping. And I want to set up the bump. So here's a bump. Then I want to select object, right-click the number 2, apply the material to the selection. That's it. So I applied this number 2 to this frame system. So now if I do a rendering, nothing changed, right? Still a sharp edge. The problem is if I double click this special texture, you can open the attribute panel of this guy. You can see by default the radius is 0. So you should actually set up the radius right here to control the smooth corner. So I will give 0.5 and I will do another rendering. Let's see what happened. See the result? Pretty nice, right? You got this kind of round corner immediately. All right, let me set up another lighting. I think it's easier when you have two light. I will make the first light as orange color. I will make the second light, I will put that right here as a blue. Okay, so we will have two lights. I will do another rendering, so hopefully we can see a little bit better result. Can you see that? All the sharp corners being beveled. Okay, so this will save you tens of rendering time because physical model is still pretty simple. That makes sense? Right. I probably can do a little bit better quality. Let's do. Let's go to render settings. Let me set up the quality to production quality, right? We covered this last class. You can also bouncing up the resolution. Right? By default, resolution is like a 640. It's quite low. So here I will bouncing up the quality to production quality. I will set up the rendering resolution. Let's do a 800 by 600. It's not that high, but it's okay. All right, so I will zoom in a little bit and then I will render this again. So you should be able to see these smooth corners. Okay, and you can tweak the value, the 0.5. I think to make it smaller, it might look a little bit better. Depends, right? So you can tweak the number. All right, I think that conclude about this tutorial. Use a special material to simulate the smooth corner. This can be applied to any object. So if you have like a cube, if you apply this technique and render that, you should see the cube has a smooth corner. Can you see that? Okay, so sometimes could help. All right, I think that concludes this one. Let me close the tutorial.